Alright, dear audience of Glitch Rocket Adventures, we are still learning about advocate personality type. Advocate parents. As parents, advocates, much as their friendships, will tend to look at their relationships with their children as opportunities to learn and grow with someone they care about, while working to achieve a distinctly separate but important goal. Raising someone to be an independent, responsible, and principled adult, people with advocate personality type are unflinching in their devotion to their children, willing to grin and bear any burden without hesitation. While warm and compassionate throughout the parenting relationship, what advocates are really looking forward to is being able to communicate and relate to the person they helped raise as equals. I think I would find that really true. I hate being like the person who knows the thing. Even with like people the same age as me, I hate being the only one who knows like how to knit or crochet and teaching people because it makes me feel like, anyway, be unique, just like me. As your children grow, advocates will likely try to project a great deal of their own qualities onto them, demanding the same sort of idealism and honesty they demand from themselves, and maybe even manipulating them into this in their weaker moments. Despite this, advocates will also push their children to think independently, make their own choices, and establish their own beliefs. The highest goal for advocate parents is for their child's choices and beliefs to culminate in a cause that they are able to act on, contributing to the world around them. If all this independence is taken to heart, it can cause trouble for advocate parents, though, as their parents move into naturally rebellious phase of adolescence. If advocates' children take a contrarian approach, adopting beliefs that violate their parents' own well-developed principles, advocates are likely to feel their children are pointing out their flaws by following another path. A hurtful thing to such a sensitive personality type. Ultimately, though, advocate parents will realize that these conflicting beliefs aren't a sign of their failure, but their success in raising someone who did indeed learn to form their own ideals. As they mature, advocates' children will also come to appreciate the combination of independence and personal responsibility they were raised with. So long as their child grows up with a firm understanding of the difference between right and wrong, and is able to fight for a cause they believe in, striving to be the best they can, advocate parents will be satisfied with what they've accomplished together with their child. Career paths. Advocates are likely to find that most corporate career paths are not designed for them, but for the focused on status and material gain. That doesn't mean that people with advocate personality type struggle to see viable options, though. In fact, they are likely to see the opposite problem. Many advocates struggle to begin a career early on because they see 10 wildly different paths forward, each with its own intrinsic rewards, or alluring but also heartbreaking because each one means abandoning so much else. First and foremost, advocates need to find meaning in their work, to know that they are helping and connecting with people. An advocate Ferrari salesperson is a non-sequitur. This desire to help and connect makes others in healthcare, especially more holistic varieties, very rewarding for advocates. Roles such as counselors, psychiatrists, doctors, life coaches, and spiritual guides are all attractive options. They actually are, and I want to take psychology and counseling as my major, but I decided I was no good for that because I'm already so messed up. Advocates don't end at meeting. Advocates don't end at meaning, though. Any productive work can be rationalized to be meaningful, as any productive work helps someone somewhere. Advocates crave creativity too, the ability to use their insight to connect events and situations affecting real change in others' lives personally. For I I just told her I was going to mute her, and she said, yeah, it's fine, mute me. Because she's going to send me about a million messages. 2 roads diverged in a yellowed wood. These needs are hard to meet in a cooperative structure, where advocates will be forced to manage someone else's policies alongside their own. For this reason, people with advocate personality type are more likely, despite their aversion to controlling others, I think I just read something wrong. Establish their own independence by either finding a leadership position or simply starting their own practice. As independent sole proprietors in parlance of business, advocates are free to follow their hearts, applying their personal touch, creativity, and altruism to everything they do. Does YouTube count? This is the most rewarding option for advocates, as they step out into the overly humble, supporting, and non-competitive roles they often are drawn to, and into positions where they can grow and make a difference. Advocates often pursue expressive careers such as writing, elegant communicators that they are, and author many popular blogs, stories, and screenplays. Music, photography, design, and art are valuable options too. They can focus on deeper themes of personal growth, morality, and spirituality. Where advocates fall flat is in work focusing on impersonal concerns, mentality, and high-profile conflict. Accounting and auditing, data analysis, and routine work will leave people with advocate personality fidgeted and unfulfilled, and they will simply wilt under the scrutiny, criticism, and pressure of courtroom prosecution and defense, corporative politics, and cold call sales. Advocates are clever and can function in any of these fields, but to be truly happy, they need to be able to exercise their insightfulness and independence, learn to grow alongside the people they are helping, and contribute to the well-being of humanity on a personal level. Advocates in the workplace. Advocates have pretty tall demands when it comes to satisfying work environment. Not only does this personality type need to be able to express their creativity and insight, advocates need to know that what they are doing has meaning, helps people, leads to personal growth, and all the while, this is in line with their values, principles, and beliefs. Oftentimes, the best way for advocates to achieve this is not to have to answer to others' rules at all, but to be their own boss. Neither to have above nor below anyone else, just directly interacting with the people and ideas that are important to them. All that being said, advocates are a clever and inspired group. With a few right conditions, most any position can be made to work. As subordinates, advocates are likely to chafe under hardline rules, formal hierarchies, and routine tasks. People with the advocate personality type value diplomacy and sensitivity, and are more democratic and personal. Their manager's style is. And the more they feel their independence and input are valued, the happier they'll be. Advocates act on their own convictions, so when they do something, it is something that has meaning to them. If those actions come under criticism, even justified complaints, but especially unwarranted ones, their morale is likely to tank spectacularly. A manager's views need to be naturally aligned with their advocate subordinates. For both parties to be most effective, though usually idealistic, if they feel conflict, advocates can lose touch with that sense and end up all too bitter. But if it's a balance they can handle with a little encouragement every now and then, advocates will be hardworking, trustworthy, and more capable of handling their responsibilities in professional relationships. Advocate colleague